Welcome to Geek Out. I'm Phoebe Go, and I'm joined with Nathan King to show you the demo that was demoed at Geek Out Live on February the 21st, 2019. We'll be showing you how the hybrid cloud infrastructure, or NetApp HCI, can provide simplicity for joining on-premises regions with a hyperscaler cloud through the power of NetApp HCI and ONTAP. Nathan, over to you.
So I'm logged into my Azure Cloud Manager. This could be running on-prem, could be in any of the other clouds that you can deploy. And this is if I go back to the main working environment, I have my demo instance here. So I can click onto this, have a look at my volumes. I've currently got 2 volumes on there running in Azure. In fact, you can see that running here. If I look at my VMs, you can see them running here. So the CVO and the demo. So if we go back to the
CVO is Cloud Volumes ONTAP.
Cloud Volumes ONTAP, that's right. So this is running an instance of ONTAP in the cloud, basically, with some storage. What I can do now is go to my on-prem HCI cluster, and here I already have an existing, what we call a data fabric endpoint. So I have my current HCI cluster is actually connected to this cluster NSE, which is an on-prem FAS system or an ONTAP array. I can go and create a new endpoint here. So if I just click endpoint, I need to add that cluster manager IP from my Azure instance. So I can find that here. Probably easier to go here. And that networking. This IP here. So I'm just going to copy that. 52.187.241.170. Give it my credentials. Create endpoint. So already that's created that endpoint. It's discovered that infrastructure out there. I can now go straight to management and volumes from here. So the next step is I want to replicate up my 2 SQL volumes here, on-prem SQL log and SQL data. So I'm going to take the log first for this example. All I need to do is come down here to create snapmirror relationship. I can select the endpoint I just created, which was demo. I'm going to create a new volume up there in that storage virtual machine. I select the aggregate that I want, which is the underlying disk storage. I can add a volume name here with a suffix. Let me just put a So now if I go back, let me carry on and just select the policy. I'm just going to do a mirror latest on a daily schedule. I can limit bandwidth if I want, and it's ticked to initialize. So I'll create the relationship that's created. I can then go and see that in my SnapMirror relationship. So here it is here. And that will start to sync up, assuming I have all the right underlying. But what we can see now is over in our Cloud Manager, if I refresh this, there's our new volume that got created by our HCI on-prem to our Azure Cloud instance. And we can start replicating data up to that. We can then snap and flex clone off of that and create other shares and volumes off of that for use in Azure.
Yeah, this would be great for dev test environments, or if you wanted to test DR as well. I can see you've got SQL there, so that'd be fantastic to kind of have your SQL databases running inside a cloud provider only when you need them for disaster recovery.
Exactly.
Okay, and just one more thing, that SQL, that policy that you selected right at the end there, those policies are actually pulled from the actual destination cluster. So I noticed that it had, you selected kind of the daily, but you could also select different policies based on whatever might be set up inside your cloud instance. So that's really nice that it takes that data and uses it for to make it easier. So it's just really simplifying that process of creating those relationships and really getting the hard part started, which is actually doing the replication.
Exactly, yeah.
That's
It's
really
really useful for tying in both reusing that data, but also tying in some data protection as well, because you can label those different snapshot points for different use cases.
Awesome. So where can we find more information about NetApp HCI Cloud Volumes on Tap, or just the hybrid cloud infrastructure that we're talking about at NetApp?
Yeah, there's a few places to go. My favorite is to go to this place here. So Cloud Central, cloud.netapp.com. Log in. If you don't have an account, just create one. I find here I can go and very quickly not only see what services I'm using, so I'm using Cloud Volumes on Tap, NetApp Kubernetes Service, etc. I can actually go and look at all different types of stuff here. So if I want to look at, for example, we're talking about Cloud Volumes on Tap. So if I click more info, this is where you would go and start a free trial if you want to, and that can take you through a wizard to create your cloud manager and associated disks and get you started. There's a lot in here around architecture, the features, the benefits. We're very open on it. This is the pricing per hour, and then there's a lot on documentation here. So there's technical guides and videos, and the link straight here. We can go straight to documentation, and it's all available in easy to consume format. For HCI, we put a link in the slide deck that'll be going out. So I find this NetApp HCI page extremely handy. It's got everything in one place. So for everything from the beginner through to, you want to find some specific technical documentation, it's all here. List of TRs here. Everything for installing and using, configuring, all here in one handy page.
That's awesome. So that link is www.netapp.com and search for HCI. Awesome. So thank you for your time, Nathan, and thanks for doing this little demo again for our audience. I'll make sure that it gets sent out. If you have any comments or questions, how would I get in touch with you?
Yeah, I'm pretty active. I hope I'm probably not active enough, but I try to be very active on LinkedIn. So you can look me up with nathan.king@netapp.com. And I'm on Twitter under ndk_au.
Awesome. Thanks so much. We'll leave it there. My name is, Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for doing the demo twice or multiple times. If you would like to see it live or in person or over a WebEx or a Zoom, please reach out. And if not, we'll see you at next month's Geek Out. My name is Phoebe Go, and you can get in touch with me anytime on Twitter at PhoebeGo, PhoebeGoh. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on Geek Out.